Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here today and clicking on my video. I thought that it would be kind of fun to do kind of a makeup challenge that I believe that I came up with because I've never seen anybody else do it. So it's kind of a take on like palette bingo, choosing a palette and then choosing random colors from that palette and kind of challenging yourself to create a cohesive look with those. But the twist is I'm not using just one palette, I'm using a few palettes, and I'm also not using shades from only each palette. Like, wait a second. The twist basically is I don't only have one palette, I have multiple palettes, and I'm not doing random shades, I'm doing my favorite shade from each palette. So whether that is the most unique or that's the one that I'm most drawn to right now. And I did not plan this, I just kind of was playing the other night and I was like, okay, let's do it. So if you are new to my channel, hi, my name is Kat. A very special welcome to you. I love playing with makeup, and that is just what we're going to be doing today. So if that sounds good to you, you might want to subscribe and keep on watching. So I've selected my palettes, and basically my only strategy for picking the palettes is the ones that I just can't wait to use again. So we're going to go through those. I'm going to be showing you the individual shades that we're looking at. I'm going to swatch them, and we're going to see if we can create a cohesive look. I'm a little scared because I know what they are. I'm a little afraid. I'm a little afraid. First things first, we have the ColourPop The Child palette. And this is it. First of all, so cute. But I really just, I love the color story of this palette. But the shade that keeps kind of sucking me back in is this one called The Force, and I believe that this is a dupe for their Super Shock shadow that is called Moonwalk. It's kind of a red base with a gold mid-tone and a green highlight on the top of it. So almost a trio chrome, kind of a duochrome. It's very interesting shade, very, very unique. I don't have anything like this in my collection, which is part of the reason why I bought it. That one's got like a very, I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of like a crushed foiled texture, almost a Super Shock, but I don't think it's their Super Shock formula. I think it's their foiled formula, which I think is way more unique than their glitter formula, so I'm really glad that they're starting to add these. I wish that all of their palettes had that formula in it as opposed to the glitters, but they didn't ask me. The next palette that I'm really excited to use again, the BH Peridot palette. This is part of their Birthstone collection, and this one has a very unique color story. It's kind of grungy, but also kind of summery, so it's that perfect cross between summer and autumn. And I really didn't think that I liked it at first because it just wasn't really what I was expecting, but as I've continued using it, I've really liked it. I really, really like the shade Outgoing. I've been looking for a marigold matte for a while, actually ever since the Natasha Denona Triochrome palette came out. I was like, I don't have that. So I'm really excited to have that in this palette. Ooh, it's so nice. BH's formula is really nice. That was one swipe, y'all. That's very, very nice. Next palette that I'm kind of excited to use is from Storybook Cosmetics. I have not used this palette in a very, very long time. Honestly, I think that the shade that keeps drawing me in is this Maid Marian shade right here. It's a very bright, like yellow glitter. It's not really a glitter, it's definitely just a regular shimmer, but it's kind of foiled. It's really, really pretty. I think it's gonna go really well with this look. Was that the one that's drawing me in, or I'm kind of looking at Quiver now, that kind of butterscotch shade? This is what happens, is I start on one thing and then I get really distracted and I just I just start playing with everything all at once. I'm kind of curious as to whether or not I'd want to use Maid Marian. That kind of seems like a really beautiful shade. Ooh, I'm torn between the two of those. See, I knew before I came into this, and now I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, let's just stick with my first instinct. Let's do Maid Marian. And then lastly is my newest palette to my collection. This is from Il Makiage. It is the Color Boss Squad Multi-Dimensional Eye Color Quad in the shade oh, Make Moves. Of course it is. Of course it is, because this is a mauve palette. I call it mauve because the AU sound in French is that like O sound. Like you say the word taupe, you don't say, how do they pronounce mauve? Top? You don't say top. So mauve. That's my reasoning. Anyway, in this palette, I like all four of these shades. They're pretty nice. This one's kind of blah. The shade that really draws me in, it's this plum shade called Clapback, I think is how they're organizing it. So Clapback. Okay, hope that doesn't mean anything bad. That one is, it's this deep, like, it's almost a satin purple. I would call it a true plum because it's got that redness to it as well. And so as you can see, we've got golds and we've got purple. And if you know anything about color theory, you know those are directly across the color wheel from each other. They are direct complements, which means that when you blend them together, they create what's called a chromatic neutral, aka a muddy shade, aka a bruise shade. So I'm really hoping I don't wind up with like a bruised look on my eye from trying to blend these two together, because I don't really have anything that's going in between them. I think that's where Quiver would have been kind of a cheat, because it's almost a blend of the two of those since it's a more muted version. And that's how you get muted colors, right? You add a little bit of its complementary color to it to mute it down and make it a little bit less saturated. We're gonna have to see. I'm just gonna have to be gentle. I'm gonna have to trust. I'm gonna have to trust my own skills, and we're gonna see what happens. So let's go ahead and start. I have a little bit of makeup on my face, and I've got some mascara on, and I've already primed my eyelids with matte paint pat and matte goer. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Matte paint pot. No, MAC paint pot in soft ochre. It was all the T's and the C's confusing me. Soft ochre paint pot, kind of a yellowish color. Actually kind of perfect for this butterscotch sort of fall makeup look. This would be fun to do like every season as I change over into seasonal makeup. Just kind of like grab some palettes and like be like, wait, I want to use this now, and then like, you know, I don't know. Let me know if you like this video, because I can do more of them, because I love makeup challenges. Or if you have other challenges you'd like me to try, let me know. I think we need to start with a matte. So I'm going to start in the Peridot palette with our matte yellow shade in the shade Outgoing. So I'm just going to start with a fluffy blending brush. I'm going to shake off the excess. I'm not going to tap it because I do want it to have something. And we're just going to tap that in the outer corner and sort of blend it inwards. I don't think I'm going to try to do like a crazy eye shape at all, just because this is my first time, but I could try to do something like that later. Maybe I could add that into the challenge, that like not only do palettes I've been wanting to use and shades I've been wanting to use, but also an eyeshadow shape I've been wanting to use. That would be kind of interesting. Building up in light layers. Sorry if you guys hear my camera kind of trying to focus. I decided the other day that I'm not going to try to be perfect with my videos anymore, because that meant that I wasn't putting videos out, and that just can't be happening. So I'm just going to put them out, and they're not going to have bells and whistles. They're just going to be videos, and then I don't know, if I get more passionate about them, I will do more for them. I'm just doing this as a blessing to you and to me. So that's where I'm at. Okay, so we've got that in. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm a little scared because I know that I'm going to be blending the purple pretty much in like this area, and that's got to blend with that yellow, and that's going to be difficult to do between complementary colors. So I'm a little worried. I'm going to be fine. I'm grabbing a little bitty liner brush, and I'm going into clapback. My foot just fell asleep, so I'm just grabbing a little bit of clapback. I've only used this palette once. I got it in my Ipsy bag. On accident, I ordered the September Ipsy bag on accident. I was meaning to skip a few months, and it just snuck up on me. The start of September snuck up on me. I thought I had canceled it, but I didn't, and I got this palette, and it was very nice. Thought it would be nice to use again. I tried it for like the first time, and what I've been finding out about like little quads like this is it's really nice to have kind of your staple colors in a quad, so that you can take it with you wherever you go, or you can create a 5-minute, like I've got a 5-minute purple rosy eyeshadow look. So that looks good as like a wing. I really want it to get quite smoky, so we're gonna go a little bit harder. I'm just going up in size on my brushes just a little bit with this like little fluffy brush. This is a Morphe brush set, by the way. I don't use special brushes or anything. I just use whatever I have on hand. Okay, let's see if we can get this to kind of blend. I'm just kind of flicking it to create like that V shape. Oh, I don't want this to turn out looking like a bruise. But if it does, hey, we will have learned something. You can't blend these shades. You gotta look at the positive, because what other option do you have? Just being negative all the time? The world's got enough of that. Just be positive, for gosh dang it. I'm kind of down for that. That's turning out really nicely. I'm glad that I have this little palette, even though I got it on accident. Oh, this side is less neat than the other side. I think I'm a little overconfident on this side. I think the shape is right on that side. That's really what I'm trying to get down, is the shape and the depth in just a couple of areas, and I can blend out the edges later. I'm really liking that deep plummy purple. That's beautiful. So I'm going to take a smaller little fluffy brush, and I'm going to just blend out. Oh my goodness, did you see that? It's gone. That just blended out like nothing. Oh gosh, it does have a little bit of fallout, so we'll fix that later. I'm not trying to be perfect here. I'm just trying to play and be creative and, you know, be present with my makeup. Be present-minded as opposed to absent-minded. I don't think this is looking muddy, and I think the reason is that both of those shades kind of have a reddish undertone. And so I think that they're helping them kind of cross. Like if there was like a Venn diagram, it would help kind of, you know, kind of cross because they both have things in common, you know what I'm saying? I think that that's turning out really nicely. Who would have thunk? So let's put on the shimmers and see if this is going to continue to be good or if we have something to worry about. I kind of want to use this this glitter glue from NYX, and so I'm just putting this kind of like all on my lid and even up into my crease just a little bit because I want those shimmers to stick down and be very impressive. Then we are grabbing a flat eyeshadow brush, and this one is from Beau Gashi. Let's grab our Storybook. I keep wanting to say Storybrooke because of Once Upon a Time. Such a good show until the last season, and then it's garbage. So I'm grabbing Maid Marian, just a little bit on the kind of on the tip. Then I'm gonna put that kind of like in the middle, kind of bringing that out to the outer edge, not too far out. I'm really sort of painting a line right down my lid, and then I'm just kind of using what's left on my brush to gently drag it out just a tiny bit, almost flicking it. And then I'm doing the same thing, but I'm going inwards, and I'm using very, very light pressure on this part. And then you can always grab a little bit more and just paint directly down your eyelid to get it really, really solid. And that's where that really nice glitter glue comes in handy, or even spraying your brush with setting spray if you already have that on hand. Some people do water, so anything like that, it's gonna cause it to almost be a paint. That's what I'm gonna do on this side. Oh yeah, I love really shiny shimmery shades. There's just nothing like it. Next, I'm going to take that same brush that I just scrubbed off, and we're going to go into the Force, and we are going to draw that on the inner part of our lid and kind of drag it onto Maid Marian, almost as a topper. And I'm dragging it sort of upwards to sort of highlight and make my lid look bigger because I have quite deep set eyes. So I'm trying to make it look a little bit, you know, a little bit more real estate there. Oh, look at the shine that just gave. Just keep adding it until you're happy with it. Just deepening up those outer corners just a tad bit again. Oh no, it's kind of sweeping away that gold shimmer. I think that that's pretty decent where we're at now. I think I'm going to take my little liner and go in again, just right there. And I think I've actually got an eyeliner that will match perfectly. So I'm trying to encourage it towards the dark side. I always think of the little shoulder angel and devil from The Emperor's New Groove. He's gonna lead you down the path of righteousness. I'm gonna lead you down the path that rocks. My siblings and I used to rewind that part and watch it so many times because we were laughing so hard. I'm gonna grab this eyeliner from Sugar. It is called Purple Rain. It's the perfect wine shade to go along with this look. Add that right at the lash line. Not doing anything fancy, just splashing it right there. I can't tell if I like it yet. Let me go and finish the rest of my makeup, and I'll come back once I've selected a lip color. I feel like that's when it's really going to come together, but we're not going to know until then. So I'll be right back, and we'll see what it looks like then. Okay, y'all, so here is the completed look. I went ahead and added some more makeup on the rest of my face, and I finished off my lower lash line. I added a little bit of a brownie lip gloss, so I quite like it. I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. Yeah, it's really shiny. It's very luxe looking. It's a very fall look, and I never knew that I could combine yellowish and purplish eyeshadows and it actually like look good. I'm pretty proud of myself. I kind of like it. So there it is, guys. That is my one look using 4 eyeshadow palettes. What did you think? Let me know down in the comments below, and let me know if you would want to try this. If you do, please tag me on Instagram. I am at Wardrobe Walker, and it would be so much fun to see how I inspired you. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It would help me out so very much, and you can subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I'd love to have you, and I hope to see you in my next video. Love you, bye!